did was I just did something that many large businesses do erroneously. Most of what we had happen was already on the graph. The only part that wasn't on the graph were these extraordinarily rare events that didn't happen. I mean, Katie's 56 is a perfect example of that, or 59 was a perfect example of that. But I reformatted the graph to get it mathematically as accurate as it possibly could be. Now, as you see from the theoreticals, the chance of actually getting a 59 is approximately 0.00003. So 0.003%. It should happen 3 times out of 1,000. We didn't have 1,000 trials. We had far fewer than 1,000 trials. But we got it. And that's the definition of probability. It doesn't tell you when it's going to happen. It tells you on average over time that it will happen. But over time is loose. I always use my 243 example. The little old lady from Pasadena sitting playing the one-arm bandit at base. And people waiting because she's been playing all night, feeding the quarters into the machine, playing all night, and the machine hasn't paid out. And they're just waiting at that chair. Because as soon as she gets up, they're going to knock her over and take her machine because that machine hasn't paid out all night. And it's due to be paid out. You know what I tell those people? What do I tell those people? Well, I would tell them that if they would listen to me.
Somebody stopped me and won $1,000. Then Jerry sat down. I was there for an hour. Sat down and won $1,000.
How many games did you play?
Oh, I mean, I played for an hour.
Give me a number.
Oh, 100.
100 games. How many wheels on the thing you were pulling?
Oh, I was playing poker.
Oh, poker's a different. Okay, time out. Thank you, Frankie, for quantifying that. Poker is a different animal. Why is poker a different animal than rolling a die?
Because they stack the deck.
Careful. Suppose they're not stacking the deck. Not even that. Poker is a game of... It's a game of partially chance, but there's skill. You have to... Kenny Rogers wrote a song about it.
The gambler.
The gambler. He wrote a song about it.
Know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Know when to hold them, know when to fold them. You got to know when to stop playing. A game of chance, like roulette, for example, roulette or craps, there's no skill involved. It's pure chance. I'm not saying poker isn't part chance, because poker is part chance. Which cards you get on the first deal. But then you have to know which cards to throw back and which cards to deal, unless you're playing stud, which I think you don't throw cards back. But the idea is, it's more of a game of skill than a game of chance. So depending on your skill level, you can actually change the likelihoods. But hold that thought. Roulette, the one-arm bandits, those are pure games of chance. Purely games of chance. You have no control. No, you can't practice for a game of chance. That's why I laugh at these people who are waiting for the little lady to get up to steal her chair. Yeah, it's going to hit on average over time 1 in 10,000 trials, but just because you've watched her for 9,999 and it hasn't hit, does not mean it's going to hit on that 10,000th. Only on average over time. That's the problem. That is the problem. I talked about the movie Casino before, yes? We mentioned exactly the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. Those Japanese businessmen, or that Japanese, I've been corrected, I think it's one Japanese businessman who's actually trying to leave. He happened to get ahead of the curve in the beginning. And he was wise enough to try to stop him, and Nero wouldn't let him. Made him keep playing, and eventually the tails caught up to him. That's the whole point. You can't beat the curve. And check it out, you guys didn't beat the curve either. You guys matched the curve. Look at their average. The theoretical average is 14.7. Yours was 15.2. Hot damn, that's damn close. It's damn close. It's damn close. You guys nailed it. Look at your graphs. Granted, you had a little bit of a spike here, and a little bit of a spike over here, and you definitely had this little hiccup over here at the far end, which is even hard to see now because of the scaling. But you were damn close to the result that should have happened. Say that again? It was just that one. Go back to your old graph and look at it, right? There's your graph. There's your graph. Look at that spike way out there by itself. You can see the trend. It does this, and then it tapers. It never goes to zero. It never goes. There's always the chance. There's always the chance you're going to keep rolling until you get that last one. I mean, suppose you go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 5, 6, 6, 2, 3, 2, 3, 5, 6, 5, 6. You keep avoiding that one, right? As Amber said, it gets harder and harder and harder to avoid that one. And here's what she's talking about. Watch this in Excel. I'll make a little column here and show you. So suppose we're trying to avoid that one. Let's make a new sheet. Make a new sheet here.
So if we took out the 59 and added it somewhere back, back.
Oh, so it like remove the outlier? It'll drop your average down. Yeah, it will. You got it, Frankie. Yup, it sure would. So here, let's make 1, 2, 3. Let's suppose we're doing this experiment and we're trying to avoid the number 1. Now, we're going to get more into this on Wednesday, I promise you. I didn't write on a time today, it's totally fine. 5/6 to that power. Okay, so it's not that hard to avoid the number 1 on one roll of a die. It's going to happen 5/6 at a time, yeah? Because you're going to roll the die. There's 6 spaces, only one of them's a 1, 5 of them are not. So there's an 83% chance you're not going to roll a 1. Fair enough? How about over 2 rolls of the die? Well, now it's 5/6 times 5/6. Imagine your tree diagrams for your project that you're doing for Wednesday. How many have no 1s in them whatsoever? That percentage, about 70% of them. The other ones have either 1, 1, or 1, 2, or 1, 3, or 1, 4. Suppose 3. Suppose 4. Suppose 5. Look what's happening. Just like Amber said, it's getting harder and harder not to roll a 1. As you drag it down further and further and further, look, now we're down to 0.2% chance of not rolling that 1. So Katie, you can see how unusual it was to get what you got. Because it took you, what, 59, correct?
Yeah.
It took her 59 until she finally could stop avoiding. Look at that. There's that number we saw, 0.00002. It's extraordinarily hard to avoid that last number. It's extraordinarily hard to avoid that last number, right? Because 1 out of 6 times, you should see that number. So you can only dodge that 1 out of 6 so many times. Now some of you might say, wait a minute, if that's true, then your little old lady from Pasadena analogy isn't valid. It sure is, because the little old lady from Pasadena has one hell of a lot more outcomes on her machine than 6. She's got 3 or 4 or 5 wheels spinning around, each of which have, I don't know, 10 things. We'll analyze that one next week. We'll actually get into a one-arm bandit. Yeah, it's perfect. You know what? I was going to do dice and coins. The hell with that. Let's just do a one-arm bandit in class. Wish I had one to bring with me. Anybody got one in their garage?
What is it?
A one-arm bandit. One of those. What's the actual name? Slot machine. Thank you. Anybody got a slot machine in their garage? Even an old one we could refab?
Oh, that'd be cool.
I'll just make one up. We'll just make one up.
I have a question.
That's it for today. I'm sorry, guys. We got sidetracked. I was going to do my probability experiment. We'll save it for Wednesday. Remember, before you get that question, I want to hear it, Kelly. I do. Remember, you got a project?
Yeah.
And there are 1 or 2 quizzes posted for you if you want to get into those as well. Cool? We'll see you guys then. Go ahead, Kelly.